Hello guys, once again welcome to Semenshia Farms, and it's so excited to be here and to share something very personal to myself. Actually, this video started from the airport, but I didn't want to record it at an airport in a haste because I think there are so many different levels that I can take this video, talking to our fellow African Americans who wants to move into the continent, or talking about we Africans that have traveled outside to learn and gain skills and wants to move back to Africa. And today I'm going to touch on both and then share my personal experience with you guys as well. But before I move on, I have a question for you. Do you guys see anything different about today's video? I don't want you to cheat because I'm going to tell you the answer at the end of this video, but please write in the comment below if you see anything different from today's video. Is it my hat? Is it my shirt? Is it my look? Is it the camera? Or is it even the audio? Or even where I am? Write in the comment below if you have an idea about what is different about this whole video. And once again, if today is your first time watching any video from us and you're like, who is this guy talking plenty and telling us to comment? My name is Fred. I'm a farmer, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a businessman. I live between Ghana and the US in California, to be specific. Over the past 6 months, I've been in the US with my family, and I really use this channel to educate and also share innovative way of farming in Africa, so that if you're sitting anywhere in the world and you're thinking about going into farming, either in Africa or in anywhere in the world, you will have the information that we are missing online and can make the right decision and again know what to expect as you go into this business. And that is the mission of this channel. So we share very transparent and honest information that I can promise you might not find anywhere online. And that's all what we're doing here. So if this is a content that you would like to see more of, then go ahead and smash that subscription button. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell so that anytime I release a new video, you will be notified and can come and watch. So back to today's topic. I know most of you that have clicked on this video and are watching are for some reason considering moving either to Africa or perhaps even to Ghana, like I did with my family. And that is why you are here watching me today. I intend to share my experience and the journey and all the thoughts through, or the thinking that myself and my family did before we decided to move to Africa. I know there are a lot of videos out there that focuses on or even talks about moving from the US or Europe or anywhere in the world to Africa. But what is mostly missing is people talking about how we Africans that have been able to live or escape our reality in Africa to the Western world, how are we moving back? What kind of preparation do we need to do in order to move back and still succeed here? What kind of measures do we put in place before we move back here? And that is why I think this is a very crucial video to share my experience. And I know that most of you are thinking that, Fred, you actually live in Ghana. We've been seeing you doing videos in Ghana. But what you don't know is that my family actually live in the US permanently. Yes, we did move to Ghana maybe about 6 years ago to start a tech company in Ghana, and then moved back. Over the past 6 years, I have been moving back and forth between Ghana and in the US. My wife has also been moving back and forth, as most of you have seen her in Ghana as well, and also in the US. Right? Recently, we had an addition to our family, a baby boy, which I'm very excited and have been hiding it from you guys, but I think I can't hide it anymore. His name is Noah, a beautiful baby boy. It's actually my firstborn, if you guys are wondering. It's my firstborn, and you know, the experience is something that I know most of you know, but I can't explain it. But soon I'll be showing Noah as well. Yeah, and as most of you already know, you know, I went to school in the States, and that's how I met my wife. And ever since I graduated, you know, we've been moving back and forth because I have a full-time job here. And, you know, I never saw myself working in the States. Even when I was in school, I always knew that, you know, I want to come back to Ghana, you know, and contribute to the country. But, you know, after I met my wife, then, you know, I tend to have two homes. So we've always been back and forth, as I said. And I think it is very important to take your situation into consideration. You know, our choices and decisions cannot be applied to everybody, right? As I said before, some of you are thinking about moving because of work. Others are thinking about moving due to your connection to the continent. You probably might be thinking about moving because it is time for you to come home. You know, you've been in Europe for so long, things are not as they used to be, and probably you're thinking it is time for me to come back home. And you're thinking about other projects, different things that you can do. I always say to people, and this applies to everybody, no matter your background, whether you're coming for work, whether you're coming because of your ties to Africa, whether you're coming because you're an African and you've lived away for too long and you want to come back home, I urge you to at least take about 2 or 3 random trips to the continent to understand how things are. Most often we think that it's all, you know, like it is at first, or it's all what we've seen on television, or even what people have told you. It is very, very different when you come with a mindset of moving back. There are so many things that you need to consider if you want to move back. So I urge you, even though as much as I can tell you, your friends can tell you, your family can tell you, your work is going to pitch it to you, or you've seen on the television, it is never the same if you're on the ground. So my first advice to you, if you're thinking about moving to the continent, is to at least make a trip or 2 at different season, dry season, rain season, you know, winter, summer, at certain point, to really come to Ghana or to any African country that you're thinking about moving in, just to experience things for yourself. Things like housing, things like our transportation system, things like what sector is actually booming if you're thinking about business or what to do. You know, looking at infrastructures. Again, looking at, you know, like our expenses, because, you know, most of the time people think they're coming to Africa or they're coming to Ghana and it's cheap, but it's not cheap. Like rent in Ghana is so expensive. You know, you probably will be paying the same rent as you're paying in the US, or even more than you're paying in Europe, right? You might be coming thinking that, you know, with this capital, oh, I can come and be able to do this. I spoke to you know, one of our fans who had moved to Ghana with about, I think, 3,000 euros, thinking he could go into a poultry business, and couldn't even take him to complete the chicken pen, right? And now he's stranded. He's like, Fred, how do I get a loan? What do I do? You know, so I think all this knowledge is out here, and that's why I'm advising that you come, you study the environment, you study what trends, what you enjoy doing, and then you're able to know exactly what you're getting yourself into before you actually make the decision about moving. And personally, just like I told you guys, we have been moving up and down, right? So I knew exactly, or you know, my wife and I knew exactly what is at stake in Ghana. I know the first day we arrived here, the lights were off. You know, our mom and baby had to go sleep in a hotel, right? Simple things like water cutting off, you know, in the middle of shower, or even cooking. Those are some frustrations that you really need to set your expectation, right, before you do come in, and that's some of the infrastructure problem that I'm talking about, right? That being said, there is also a lot of opportunities, right? If you're coming, especially an African trying to move here, right, wanting to start a project, a business, anything in Africa, my advice to you always is to buy a land first, right? But let's say you bought your land and you want to start a project. Since this is a farming channel, I'm going to talk more about agriculture, right? Your project is never going to be as successful as you want it to be if you're here managing it yourself. But whilst you are away and thinking about coming, it is very important for you to kickstart something, right? I always tell people, once you start it, you're able to learn, you know, a lot and prepare well to come, right? So if you even start, let's say, a poultry farm in Ghana whilst you're away, through that you're able to know where to source your poultry. The person that you're going to be working with, you can start building trust with the person to know, is he really the kind of person that I want to be working with when I move here, right? That is a very important aspect of it. So if you can really manage things whilst I'm away and you're messing up, how are you going to be able to work with me when I'm here? So that will give you that opportunity to be able to study the person. Most importantly, you will also be able to collect a lot of data, right? Data like, you know, is this profitable? Is what I'm doing, is there a demand for it, right? Can I be able to meet the supplies? What are the challenges associated with it? What capital is really required? So you can really start something on a smaller scale and test the market, so that when you decide to finally move back, you have something to now, you're here now, you can invest more into it and be able to expand it, right? So for my fellow Africans that are thinking about moving back, I think it is time that you start putting something on the ground, testing the waters, preparing it, so that when you move back, most of you are probably even going on pension, right? So when you come, you actually have something that you can rely on, right? I think the third thing I want to talk about is that moving here is not a joke, and it's not a decision that you can just wake up and do it. It's a life-changing decision, and you need to plan. You need to think about it, you need to talk about it, and as I said, you need to visit, and all those times you're planning and you're studying and you're really equipping yourself and setting your expectation before you move. So it's nothing to be done in a rush, especially if you're leaving everything there and moving back home, right? And you're an African. Definitely very important to put the right processes and thoughts behind what you're doing, right? Don't leave all the resources in the West and come here, because you're not going to find any resources. Bank loans has the highest interest rate, right? So if you're low on capital, try to get the capital from the US or from Europe, right? And bring that in here, so that once you have the capital, you'll be able to scale whatever that you're doing, instead of thinking that you can raise money in Ghana. Don't leave that opportunity there and come here. And that is something that, you know, I have been doing very well at, you know, making sure that I have my capital, I have my savings before I move. And even when I was in the state, anytime I will come to Ghana, then I'm coming with a project, and I make sure I have enough savings that I know that this is what it would take for me to do it, and I will come and get it done, right? So it's very, very important that we also take the time to plan, and that planning, you come across what is needed and what is expected of you, and can better plan before moving. And the last thing that I want to talk about is basically the opportunity versus, you know, challenges. I think when a lot of people, especially, you know, the Africans living abroad, think about Africa, what they see is basically the challenges. But to me, you know, I was having a discussion with a friend today about how those challenges are what makes Africa what it is, and actually the right place to be, because those challenges need solution, and nobody is going to come from anywhere to provide that solution for us. We have to come with all the exposure, with all the learnings and what we've seen, you know, from the Western part, to bring it here and be able to develop, right? If you want to, for example, build a school in the US or in London, I think it would take you years, a lot of regulations, and there's nothing new that you can do, right? But I bet that if you think through your village, you can really build a high quality education and become the top school in your community. You can sit down and say, oh, to build a school you will need this, the chief are going to worry you, the land is not structured, infrastructure issue, blah blah blah. But those challenges are what presents the opportunities. So my advice again to you is, as you're coming down to really observe what is happening and what we're doing, to observe and sort of see what is happening here, change your lens a little bit from seeing the negative side and rather see what is your solution, what are you bringing on board, right? So if you're moving here, what are you moving here to change? Because we know, we all agree that Africa needs to change. We need a lot of innovation. We need a lot of you know, good thinkers. We need to evolve. We need to grow, and that growth is not going to come from anywhere but within us, right? So a lot of, you know, so I believe a lot of us that have been able to travel and see different things can come back and bring those things back into Africa and innovate. So I think that is sort of my biggest advice to you if you're an African and thinking about moving back, because the opportunities are unlimited, guys. And that is why we have decided to move fully here. And I'll keep you guys updated, but I have a lot of things that I'm thinking about doing here. First of all, I mean, you guys don't know this, but I have a full-time job in Ghana that I do. This year, we are also, you know, going to embark on an irrigation project at our farm. Again, I'm also starting, you know, a massive goat farm, breeding the Boer goats that you guys know I've been importing from South Africa. We're expecting our next shipment very soon, and I'm excited that I'm going to be in Ghana to see that. So really want to breed the Boer goats in Ghana to be able to reduce the cost of, you know, importing them from South Africa. And I think you know, and then I think the next thing that, you know, from my previous video, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. I'm also thinking about starting an agro store that, you know, will be a one-man stop for everything that you need for crop and livestock farming machineries and all the resources that are at my disposal, right? I can't wait to also start testing the brachiaria grass. I know it's landed in Ghana before I even came. So, you know, we're going to do a germination test and be able to show it to you guys. But I'm going to grow a whole 100 acres full of brachiaria grass to be able to support my goat farm and also the cattle farm. So I have a lot of programs and projects that I want to embark on. So it's exciting, and I think, you know, I needed my family here to support me for us to do that. And, you know, thanks to my wife, you know, who is so understanding and so supportive to be able to make this journey with me, travel with a baby, you know, to be in, you know, to be on the land of Africa, and for us to be able to, you know, tackle all these projects together. So I hope you guys, this is helpful. If you have any question, please feel free and let me know. If there's anything you want to know or talk to me as well, I have a link in the description that basically you can schedule a time and talk to me one-on-one. But I'm here now, I'm ready to roll, and if you have any question, do let me know. But thank you so much for watching, and I will bring you a lot of videos your way whilst I'm in Ghana. I'm visiting the farm next weekend, so there's going to be a lot of video about updates and what we've been missing at the farm. So stay tuned, and if you haven't subscribed, once again, go ahead and support us. Like this video if this information was useful, but thank you so much for watching.